What's the mindset of a person who is addicted to an illicit drug?
Well, I think the mindset is usually drug-seeking behaviors, and so the mindset is they're usually honed in on seeking and receiving whatever substance of their choice. So that may mean manipulating, that may mean lying, and it may even mean becoming violent in some cases to receive that drug, you know. And so it's a mind state that is hard for maybe the average person to understand, which affects the people that's trying to help. You know, let's say you take a family that's trying to help a recovering or addicted family member. Their efforts, you know, although they have good intentions, sometimes can exacerbate the situation because they may not quite understand what this person's going through, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And so they may do things that with intentions to help, but in the long run it doesn't help. It may in fact make things worse if you have a family that's not educated on the whole process of addiction.
So if you're someone, you know, and you have a loved one or a friend who mm-hmm. you recognize is in need of help because of their addiction, what do you do?
Okay, if we have a loved one,
mm-hmm.
let's say if you're a family member, if you have a loved one, first of all, if you have a loved one that's suffering from an addiction, Al-Anon meetings is a self-help group in place for people that might have loved ones that are suffering from a dependency. Like you have 12 steps for people that actually, you know, are going through the actual addiction. But loved ones, since you love them and you're close to them, there's an emotional connection that makes it harder mm-hmm. for you to set boundaries with them in a way that they may need mm-hmm. for recovery. And mm-hmm. so Al-Anon is a support group to help persons with loved ones in recovery identify certain boundaries and things of that nature that they have to change or hold to in order to help the recovery person. For instance, it'd be easy being a mom and having a son going through it, and your son comes to you in need. It's hard, even though if it's something you know he doesn't need, it's hard as the biological mom, and your emotional connection to him would make it hard for you to set that boundary. Logically you know it's right, but emotionally it's a whole other story.